So today I got to go to a lot of awesome garage sales, and at them I was able to pick up a ton of awesome Halloween and Christmas decor and some other cool things. And today I'm going to be doing a haul video showing you everything I was able to pick up, including showing you what the stuff does, and then also telling you how much I paid for the stuff compared to the original value of it. So anyways, let's get into checking out all this awesome stuff I was able to pick up today. What's up, Haulers? I'm Alex, as always, and welcome back to the channel. So today is my annual garage sale day haul video, which if you don't know, pretty much every year in my community, they always do this thing called the Parade of Garage Sales in May, where pretty much someone sets a date, and then on that date, everyone across the community either has garage sale or just goes out to see what we can find. And this year's haul for me was very successful. I was able to find a ton of awesome stuff, from some really cool Halloween decorations to some cool Christmas stuff, and a couple of other random things. And yeah, today, pretty much, I'm just going to be showing you everything I got, because yeah, I was able to get a ton of awesome stuff and got a ton of awesome deals on all this stuff. So anyways, that's enough talking for the video. Let's of course get into this stuff. Start off with the Halloween stuff, then we'll get into the random thing I got, and then we'll of course end off with the Christmas decor. So anyways, let's get into checking it out. Alright, so right here, this is of course the first thing I was able to get, and probably the coolest thing I ended up getting, which is of course this really cool wireframe spooky tree guy right here, which this guy's an awesome one. I'll show you in a minute exactly what he does, but pretty much this guy right here, he just lights up. But yeah, I love the design of this thing right here. He's got these big arms up here. He's got this, yeah, really cool design. And yeah, the way that the faces right here kind of makes the lights look reflective. And yeah, overall for price on this guy, I was able to get him for only $15, which is an amazing deal. Now, originally for something like this, I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to do some research and see how old this thing is, what retailer it came from. But to assume, I'd say anywhere from like $80 to $100 maybe. I'll of course put the actual value on screen if I can find it. But overall, this guy's awesome. And let's quickly check out what exactly this guy does. Alright, so here's what he looks like. Turned off, you know, he's a little bit sparkly and overall awesome design. But then of course when we plug this guy in right here, then you can see that's when he lights up, and that's when this guy is really cool. Now like I was talking about, it has this really cool sort of plastic on here which is kind of reflective. It gives that cool little illusion with the lights. And then yeah, just throughout the rest of them you can see we of course have just the lights all over him. You can see his big arms right up there, like that pokey thing just on the top of him. It's kind of like he's broken open. And yeah, down there of course you can see nothing special at his base. And yeah, I really do like this guy because originally one of my favorite spooky tree inflatables I wanted to get was this kind of like cool black design similar to this. So yeah, overall I'm really happy I was able to get this guy, and for $15 you can't go wrong. This thing is awesome, and yeah, it's gonna be fun find a spot for this guy in my display this year. Alright, and I'll just leave that guy in the background for the video now. But pretty much that's the biggest Halloween thing I got, but that's not the only thing. I have 4 other things I was able to pick up here, which are also awesome. Of course, one thing right here, which isn't as exciting, it's just something that'll be an extra thing for my haunt, is of course this box right here of these Halloween lights. This I kind of got for free, which is pretty good. This is of course brand new in box, which is awesome. And I'm not sure exactly what year these are from. I believe these are from last year, so whoever I got this from just bought them but then decided he didn't want them. Yeah, pretty much as you can see, they're all still zip tied up, just completely brand new, and they have this nice color scheme where it's green, orange, and purple. And yeah, overall to get these for free, not too bad. And yeah, these are just something that I'll use as some little extra decoration in my Halloween display this year. Moving on though, we got some cooler stuff. This thing right here is an awesome find because it's sort of an older spirit animatronic. This right here is of course the, like, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's this creepy black cat guy from Spirit from a while ago. Of course, I was searching it up, and this thing I believe is from 2013, if I remember right, which is really cool. So, an older thing. This thing has not been seen in quite a while. But yeah, it's awesome. It has this head turn animation I'll show you here in a second, and, you know, it's just this, like, plastic. It's just a cat design, nothing too crazy, but I do still like this, and it definitely gives me that, like, older, classic-er Halloween vibe. And here, I'll turn it on for you so you can see exactly what it does. There you go, you can see it turns its head. I think you can hear its audio right there. Yeah, that is awesome. But yeah, overall it pretty much just keeps going on like that, and yeah, I'm surprised it still works too. And yeah, overall I only paid $2.50 for this, which is an awesome deal. That's like so cheap. And originally this right here sold for $27, so $2.50, pretty good deal. And yeah, it's gonna be cool, just a little added decoration in my display. Another thing I was able to get, which unfortunately is broken, but I'm probably gonna be able to find some way to fix it, is of course this little firelight right here. Which this right here, it does still kind of work. Of course, it has this like little fan right here that blows the fire, and it's supposed to kind of make it look like fire's coming out. But the other thing that's a part of this effect is of course these orange lights in here. Now unfortunately, even though the fan still works, these lights right here are either burnt out or something's running the wire in. I'm gonna have to take this apart and sort of see if I can fix it. Even if I'm not able to get these lights fixed right here, I could probably just find some at Dollarama to just pop some little orange lights in this. Yeah, either way, this thing's pretty cool. I think these usually retail for around $25. And of course, I only paid about $2.50 for this, which isn't bad. Unfortunately, like I said, it is broken. But you know, I could just find some cheap lights at Dollarama for probably like $5. So yeah, overall, not too bad. I think this is a pretty good purchase. And yeah, this, hopefully I can get it working, and then yeah, it's gonna be awesome to use in the haunt this year. I've always wanted to have something like this. Alright, moving on to the last Halloween thing I was able to get here, which is a really cool one because it's a more vintage item. This right here is, of course, this classic Halloween jack-o'-lantern blow mold, which this right here I really love. I'm always a fan of these older blow molds, you know. These are like the Halloween decorations that were popular in the 80s and 90s before Inflatables and Animatronics and all that. And yeah, these, they didn't really sell them too much like after the early 2000s. They kind of like fell out as a popular Halloween decoration. You know, in the past few years, they have been making more of these, but you know, some of these more like vintage looking ones like this can definitely retail for quite a lot now, like in the hundreds of dollars. So yeah, this was a really cool find. I was able to get it for only $2, which is amazing. Now, I'm not sure how much these originally retailed, probably like $20 maybe. But like nowadays, it depends on the exact model. Like this one might not be one of the like more rare ones, but so like this could go upwards of $100. So yeah, overall, I'm really happy to find this, you know. Older blow mold, it's awesome, and yeah, it'd definitely be awesome to find more older style blow molds like this. Alright, so right there is my Halloween purchases, and now moving on to the next section, I want to show you something I got which isn't necessarily holiday related, but I still think this is really cool. This right here is of course the Kramer, which if you don't know, it's from one of my favorite shows of all time, Seinfeld, from this episode, and yeah, this thing right here is really awesome. It's like a full, like, actually, like, good built frame too, you know, like, this is solid wood, and yeah, it's printed really nicely. Unfortunately, there's a couple of scratches, but yeah, this right here, this looks so awesome. I love that, and yeah, definitely gotta find somewhere for it. Could put up somewhere around the house, or might have it here in the basement, but either ways, this was an awesome purchase. Paid only $5 for it. Originally, something like this, I don't know, probably from, like, Winners or something for $35 maybe. Yeah, overall this was awesome to find, and yeah, now I have a Kramer of my own. Alright, but moving on now to the last section of stuff I was able to get, let's move on to the Christmas decor, which typically Christmas decor is the stuff I come by most often each garage sale day because, I don't know, Halloween has usually been more of like a niche holiday for decorations, I would say. It's definitely become more popular, and that's why I was able to find more stuff this year, but Christmas stuff is typically what I find more of each year. And yeah, this year I was able to get a few good finds. I was able to get a couple inflatables. I'm not going to inflate them here in the studio. I did inflate them earlier in the garage to check them out, so I'll put those videos on screen to show you them. But the first one right here, which is pretty cool, is of course this like sort of penguins and mug inflatable, which this is awesome. I'm not sure the exact year on this or exact retail or anything. I'll try and find it. Sometimes Gemmy, just with how many inflatables they make, it's hard to find an exact retailer, but yeah, these right here are awesome. I'll of course put the video on screen to show you what this looks like blown up, but pretty much, you know, we got the two penguins right here, and then they're in this really cool Merry Christmas mug. And yeah, this is awesome inflatable, you know. Penguins always look really cool, and I like that added detail of the mug right there. It's pretty cool. And yeah, overall, I'm gonna have to say this is probably one of my favorite inflatables I have. Now, this is definitely gonna become like a centerpiece or something of my Christmas display. Yeah, it's really awesome. And for this right here, I was able to pay only $5 for it, which is really awesome. And originally, an inflatable like this, it's hard to say exact price, but I believe if it was from Walmart, it'd be around $40. Another retail, it could be up to $60. But yeah, this right here, an amazing purchase, and yeah, it's gonna look so good in my yard this year. Alright, carrying on, we got another inflatable, which this one, again, I'm not gonna inflate it here in the studio, but I will show you the videos of when I inflated in the garage earlier. But pretty much, I found this new Snowman guy right here, which To be honest, I already have a big 8-foot or 7-foot snowman, so it's not like I really needed another one. But you know, this thing right here was only $5, which for $5 you can't go wrong for an inflatable. And the cool thing about this is brand new in box. Now, he told me it was brand new, and you know, the box, it's a little bit like beat up and everything, so I thought he meant it was brand new, he just never really used it. But yeah, I was surprised to actually unbox this and then see that everything was in its original packaging, stuff was still tied up and everything, so that's awesome. Brand new in box, and this I was able to pay only $5 for. And this, I of course believe, is the Canadian Tire model of this inflatable, which originally retails for $100, I think. So $5 for a brand new inflatable like this, that's a really good deal. And of course, seems like this is a 2021 model of it. Yeah, of course, I'll also put the video on screen, but then you can all see him on the box right here, you know. Just a classic snowman. I like how he's nice and simple, you know. Christmas decor doesn't always need to be the craziest thing out there. Something like this is pretty cool. So overall, this thing right here, such a good deal. Brand new in box, so awesome. But yeah, this right here might be my coolest purchase just because it was brand new and everything. But yes, this is awesome. Not sure if I will use it in the yard because I already have another snowman. But who knows, could put in my backyard or something, or I don't know, I'll figure out something for it. Alright, moving on to the last purchase right here, which has fallen apart a bit, is of course this wireframe penguin guy right here, which it needs a little bit of work, mostly just zip ties to help hold them together, but pretty much this guy here, he's, just this little light up wireframe penguin, and I really love the design of this guy. Like how with this wireframe, you know, he's got like just all these little things wrapped around it to kind of give it that like shape instead of it just being the wireframe. Then yeah, the lights in this is a nice like warm white glow, which is awesome. And yeah, I like how cute this guy looks, you know, he's definitely a cute little penguin guy. He's got like a little candy cane right here, which you need to figure out how that's supposed to attach to the hand. And yeah, he's got a little top hat up there, he's got the scarf on, and yeah, overall this guy is a pretty good little guy. And yeah, for him right here, I was able to get him for $20, which is really awesome. Originally, they were asking $30 for it. I was able to get it for $20 though. And yeah, that's a really good deal because originally this, I think, brand new is $100, which is awesome. So yeah, paying only $20, that's a really good deal, especially for something like this. I remember seeing it a couple of years ago at Canadian Tire, and they had it on sale for $50, and I was sort of contemplating getting it or not, but of course got something else instead. That's really awesome to finally have this guy right here in my collection. And yeah, it needs a little bit of work, just need to get some zip ties, but yeah, this guy right here, really awesome. And I can't wait to use him with my other Christmas stuff this year. Alright, and with all that said, everyone, that of course finishes it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. Of course, a little bit of a different one than usual. I just want to show you all this awesome stuff I was able to get, which of course you'll see all this in future videos when I set up my Halloween Christmas displays for this year. Then also, if you're someone who lives by me, you'll of course see the stuff in my displays. But anyways, tons of awesome stuff, and yeah, it's gonna look awesome this year in this haunted house and everything. So anyways, that's it. Hopefully you enjoy. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts on all this. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.